What's up, Nintendo gamers? The Kid here with another Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze update. So we have some new information on Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, and we have Funky Kong, and he is the news. He will be running the in-game shop in Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze since Cranky Kong is out, well, with Donkey Kong. And also, according to Game Explain, the game will run at 1080p native at 60 frames per second. That is spectacular. The Wii U already has a couple of games that are going to be 1080p at 60 frames per second, including Bayonetta 2. So the Wii U is looking like a pretty powerful console. It's pulling off all this stuff, and also the Wind Waker is also 30 frames per second at 1080p native. So with that, that's the news. We'll get to the trailer and I'll have my thoughts on it. So let's get into that, and I'll have my thoughts on everything presented right now. It's amazing this game is running at 1080p native, according to Game Explain. Hopefully they are solid and they're correct about this, because that would be awesome. A lot of people, including myself, used to think this game looks pretty much samey as Donkey Kong Country Returns, but looking at it and now knowing that it's 1080p, yeah, it looks great. Especially seeing more levels from the game, it looks great. But I do still think some levels still kind of look like they got ported straight out of Donkey Kong Country Returns. But hey, it will all change once I actually see the game, because YouTube or online videos never do a game justice graphically, I always say. So I'll wait to really judge when I see it. But knowing it's 1080p native, that's going to attract a lot of attention from some people who like the technical aspects of games and hardware. The Wii U definitely is a next-gen console because it's having all these 1080p games. And this game, even though it's a side scroller and people, you know, fanboys and stuff will use the cop out, oh, it's just a side scroller, it's really not doing nothing much in it for it to be a demanding game. It's not graphically demanding. I wouldn't much say that. I mean, look at the backgrounds in the Donkey Kong games. They're pretty elaborate and lively and just highly detailed. Not only that, they're really dynamic, as in things are going on and stuff. And knowing about this game, the camera angle, you know, changes from time to time, especially on like barrel, when you're actually in those barrel segments, or especially in the actual cart levels, the camera will change. So this game has a lot of dynamic elements going on in it, which it has a lot going on. And you know, looking at this and then looking at New Super Mario Bros. U, which was 720p native, this game is doing way more on screen and effect and dynamic wise with the levels than New Super Mario Bros. U was ever doing. So Nintendo could have made that game 1080p. It's obvious they could have, but they didn't. Maybe because of time and they just wanted to get it out as a launch title. Who knows? But anyway, yes, the trailer was awesome. There's some new screens too. Sorry I cut the trailer a little bit, but the new screens are from the trailer, so you'll see those. They're in higher resolution too. So the game's looking great. Funky Kong is in the game. I think this is the first time Funky Kong has been in a main Donkey Kong game since the classic games, or maybe Donkey Kong 64. So nice to see him. Maybe he'll be in Mario Kart 8. We'll see him there too, like he was in Wii. But yeah, he will be the shop attendant this time instead of Cranky Kong, since he's out with Donkey Kong helping him. And one thing I want to note, I did, you know, bag on the game for not letting us be other characters, but you know, one of my subscribers reasoned with me and said, well, at least we get all these new abilities and stuff, and it really adds to the game. So, you know, because of him, I'll give it a pass. You know, it still looks like an extremely fun game, even though they are kind of like power-ups. They do look like fun power-ups. And looking at these levels, specifically the Cranky Kong ones, it becomes more and more apparent that you may not be able to choose who you're partnered with, but the partner that you are partnered with will actually depend on what level you're on. With this whole Bramble level with Cranky Kong, there's a lot of segments where you actually need to use Cranky's pogo maneuver, you know, his Scrooge McDuck or Cranky McKong move to actually go through it. It doesn't look like there's any other way to actually maneuver through those segments. So this kind of goes along with what Retro said about certain characters being able to do certain things that other characters won't be able to do, that will actually help you progress in a level. And it seems like in this case that will be mandatory. So maybe you won't be able to choose who your partner is, but it is based on what level you're on, which that will mix things up. That will be actually pretty cool to mix things up like that, and it makes the levels seem more fluent and more variety towards them. Instead of just being paired up and having one ability, you have to master all the other characters' abilities for Donkey Kong. And I think that will add a lot of gameplay value and fun to each level, and a lot of, you know, replayability too, using these different moves to get different items and stuff and mastering them. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze updates. Also, games that I'm doing too on updates on my channel. Guys, check those out. You can see them right on my channel. They're right in front. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next video.